challenges got so much worse. Like, so much worse. I'll give you a few examples, okay? There was one where, let's say a triangle the size of this room, so a pretty big lounge room, and on each line of the triangle, so the top three, they're running back and forth, touching a bell, and then running back to their spot, touching the bell. And that's one lap done. And then go for 10 seconds, right? So you have to get there and get back in 10 seconds. And they're just doing that repeatedly until it gets faster and faster. And it's like, okay, now 7 seconds. Don't get me wrong. That would be excruciating on the body, and to just be involved in that and staying in it long enough, incredible. For TV, though, you're to think I'm going to be entertained by a guy running back and forth.
Did you just fast forward that episode?
Oh, mate, all it was.
Or did you go like click, done?
This is what it was, right? Come on, Johan. Come on. Yeah, Johan's going to win it. I've watched Johan since he was a kid. Ting. Ting. Round 2. Go on, Johan. Wow, he really sped up on that one. Johan's going great. Ting. Ting. And then it skipped to like round 7. Wow, Johan's really going great. I don't know if Johan's breathing's going all right. Wow, go on, Johan, you can do it. Ding. Ding. I wanted to die. It's Morokai with 2 eyes. We're back on every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 7 a.m. on Spotify and 4:30 p.m. on YouTube. As much as I'd love to talk about the classic swimming carnivals, your blue, red, green ribbons.
Oh, in your house cars, you're all dressed up.
Oh, that one kid who gets halfway through the breaststroke, realises he can't swim, and he's begging for help.
Panicking.
Yeah, while everyone else is getting out of the pool. Look, I could go into that, but we're going to talk about fights on the footy
the ugly
field.
Side.
Oh, the ruining.
They're real rough and tough.
Imagine at the swimming carnival, there's actually someone holding the kid down, like a drowner.
You need to swim. I don't want to swim. I can't.
Mate, there's my
parents on the permission slip. I don't want to be here.
Have you seen that show on Netflix, The 100, where it's in Asia? And
no, but I've seen that you've been watching it.
Oh, yeah, because I use your Netflix. Yeah.
No, is it any good though?
Oh, mate, do you want to hear something funny? We will get into fights with parents, kids, and parents and kids. But me and my girlfriend were watching it. Again, yeah, it's hard to find something Netflix. And then I think I watched one snippet, and then I was just like, I'll watch this. Great moments. Like, it's fantastic. You've got these people that are so incredibly jacked, and you've got 100 of them, and you put them all together.
A lot of testosterone.
Oh, so much testosterone. And there's all body types as well. You've got mountain climbers. You've got people who work in like the CFA.
So just all walks of life.
All walks of life. Bodybuilders, powerlifters, everything.
Yeah, shit.
And they're finding the number one out of that 100. Can I tell you? We need to talk about this show before we go near, because this is actually so interesting to me.
I love it.
They threw the girls and guys together.
Oh, I don't think that's fair.
It wasn't. It was so not fair.
Like, it's usually men are a lot tougher.
So much
than
tougher.
female. Like, you just can't really put them together. Hence why, by the way, and I know that we're not even going to get into this topic, but this is why the whole transgender, like if a man changes to a woman changes to a man in sport, they're like, no, like this can't be happening.
Yeah,
because especially if it's the transition from a male to a female, because you still got like all your male like testosterone. Like you will kill. You will actually the muscles, kill someone.
Yeah, I can't. I'm definitely not the type that can go into the exact reason why your body is different if you've transitioned, but you are stronger, you are bigger, and sometimes they like to use trans athletes that are doing poorly in the sports as a representation. It's like, no, okay, sure. Don't get me wrong. Yes, you're still going to get people that transition and they're not going to do well in the sport. But the people that transition that were already powerlifters in the male side, already swimmers in the male side, they are dominating. Yeah, dominating. And I am so scared for when it's already starting to slowly transition. I'm really terrified for people who were originally a man transitioned to a woman to fight in mixed martial arts. Not on.
Well, dude, they're going to kill. That's a thing. Like, and I just feel as well, just really quickly touching on this subject, if you're a female and you've been training all your life, whether it's powerlifting or whatever, and then all of a sudden here comes this male that's transitioned to, like, what chance do you have?
Yeah, it's unfair.
Like, you're never going to be winning gold at the Olympics or anything like that. It's actually, and then the biggest thing that scares me is how many people get then driven away from the sports.
Exactly.
It's like, well, I don't want to compete because, like, there's no fucking way I'm going to beat that.
Do you know what it'd be like? It was like that. I don't know the name, but in Aussie rules football,
yeah, Hannah Mointy.
Yeah, and
Mointy.
Is that how Mointy?
Yeah, it's one of the two.
Is that how you say?
Yes, they wanted to play female football, but the league wouldn't let them.
Okay, but she's now playing in like
in some sort of league.
Right? She's playing in a female league. She is jacked,
way bigger, dude.
way bigger. Do you remember in prep when we would play primary school sports and you'd go up against a grade 6 and you'd just think, there's literally no way I'm so scared of a tackle, anything.
Yeah, I don't even want to go near
surely
them.
That's what some of them feel like when they go up against someone that big.
Because even junior football, dude, I think from memory, girls could play with guys up until about, I think it was maybe under 12s, because that's when tackling was starting to get introduced. And that, I mean, dude, that's fair enough, because there's some guys that play footy that are just absolute fuckweeds. That, mate, if all it takes is one bad tackle, and that's like a girl's reproductive system, like, they can't it's way too much risk.
There's some people that, if I was to tackle a girl on the footy court, like the footy field, it would like be a grab, and then as I got to slam down, like a full on, like,
make sure,
stop,
like, yeah.
all my
or like you
aggression.
glide them down nicely.
Oh,
you're like, no,
definitely.
like, I'll just gently,
yeah.
Sorry about that,
but
off I go.
You're right. There are some people that are flogs and actually
they
want
just
to cause
don't
damage.
care.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what gender.
Yeah, you're so right about that. I'm the same. I would hate to train for something for my entire life and someone have an edge over me just cause. But
be frustrating.
Yeah. So in the 100, where it's girl versus guys as well, so they've all put them together. And don't get me wrong, these girls are fit, like they are superstars. It's coming to like strength challenges. They're going up against sprinting. There was one challenge where they're all just holding on to this massive, like they're just trying to hang on as long as they can. Of course, the girls get done. Like some do very impressively.
I was going to say, I feel like there still is a lot. Yeah,
yeah, but mate, they're that shining 1%. There was a challenge where there was 4 of them just climbing a rope, and the rope's going to continuously go down.
I suppose you could almost relate these challenges in a sense to the Survivor ones.
Mm.
Like a lot of the time, yeah, you will see a guy and a girl go toe to toe. Like, yes, the girls do win here and there, but like if you actually like watch like the whole series from start to finish, I would say that the majority of it's male winners that are winning these, like long endurance, strength, and all that.
You're 100% right with it. So anyway, they went up against each other. Girls get knocked out real quick, like fast. Unless they were going up against, unless the challenges had them going up against another girl, they were getting knocked out fast. But one of the challenges would be like on this obstacle course, they had a ball in the middle thrown out, and they would run to the ball. And at the end of like a minute and 30 seconds or 3 minutes, you had to be holding the ball and the other person's knocked out. And in that one, you had some people who were technique, like a big guy, he just laid over it and didn't move. You had someone who was tinier, just grabbing the ball and just sprinting as fast as he can away from him. Yeah, right. All different types of techniques. But there was one spot on the course where there was water involved. And mate, some of them would wrestle. Like what they would do is they would just start fighting each other. And then the goal was to hold them down. And then the last 10 seconds, I'm sprinting for that ball.
Yeah, right.
And some of them, when they were fighting each other, it was in the water. And when it was in the water, one guy was like holding his head down a little bit. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm all right with that. Like the whole fighting someone with
someone underwater.
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't
sit that well with me.
No, I was like, you can throw some punches if you get mad.
Push them over in the water, but don't hold them down to the point where like they're struggling. Because like
terrifying.
My fear would be I'm dying.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even be worried about this challenge anymore. I'd be more concerned about my life.
Yeah, I think in dying, like if I'm in dying mode where I'm like, I'm gonna start seeing angels real soon. I'm clawing at eyes.
Oh, you'd have to. Dude.
That's the unforbidden one. Like for me, I would never go for someone's eyes. I'm tearing them bitches out.
That or the groin. Like a sack tap, like real. Because dude, fuck that. If my life, I'm sorry, but
I'm punching it.
If my life is on the line, I'm doing anything I can to ensure that I survive.
Yeah, no, you're right. Now as the sports go on, because I watched that one, I was like, okay, that was actually pretty cool. And we saw like a massive bodybuilder go up against like this tinier guy who's a gymnast, but he had some strength. You had a whole range of people from different backgrounds, and it was one of those shows where it's dubbed.
Oh right, yes,
yeah.
The dub's okay with the voices.
No, they're good with the voices, but the thing was, I don't know if it's because we're used to it from what the sports we watch. But let's say we're watching someone during a fight, and you can hear everything like it's just the normal. You're watching an American broadcast, and it's like breathe, man, breathe. Come on, breathe. Because it's dubbed over and they're already talking, it's like, come on, Johan, breathe. Yeah, Johan, breathe. Johan, is he breathing? Johan, breathe. I don't know if Johan's breathing. And then it like cuts and then it'll be like a little backstory for them for like a second. It's like, when I was in the machine corps, like I had to make sure I was doing everything. And it go back to, oh my God, Johan, is he breathing? No, he's breathing. Oh my God. And it just, too much. Yeah. Too much. I was like, he's fucking breathing. Like, oh my God. And my girlfriend was the same. It was just over and over. And I thought to, I'm like, surely the shows we watch, we're just used to it then.
I guess we are.
Maybe it's the sounds in the background and then hearing the dub over the top as well.
I would say that's the case.
But premise was great. I was like, okay, 100 people who are elite in their field in fitness and you're putting them all together to see who the number one is. Fantastic. Challenge to get better and better. And then as you start getting to the final episodes, challenge just got so much worse. Like, so much worse. I'll give you a few examples, okay? There was one where, let's say a triangle the size of this room, so a pretty big lounge room, and on each line of the triangle, so the top three, they're running back and forth, touching a bell, and then running back to their spot, touching the bell. And that's one lap done. And it'd go for like 10 seconds, right? So you have to get there and get back in 10 seconds. And they're just doing that repeatedly until it gets faster and faster. And it's like, okay, now 7 seconds. Don't get me wrong. That would be excruciating on the body, and to just be involved in that and staying in it long enough, incredible. For TV, though, you're fucked to think I'm going to be entertained by a guy running back and forth.
Did you just fast forward that episode?
Oh, mate, all it was.
Or did you go like click, done?
This is what it was, right? Come on, Johan. Come on. Yeah, Johan's going to win it. I've watched Johan since he was a kid. Ting. Ting. Round 2. Go on, Johan. Wow, he really sped up on that one. Johan's going great. Ting. Ting. And then it skipped to like round 7. Wow, Johan's really going great. I don't know if Johan's breathing's going all right. Wow, go on, Johan, you can do it. Ding. Ding. I wanted to
I'm just going to quickly throw out here as well, just so all the listeners to know what to... Is Johan like one of the better, stronger males?
No, I made up the name.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say, is there just this one elite athlete that's just so much better than... That's why you keep on saying that specific name. No, because I was like, man, maybe Luke's just got an infinite show. I'm like,
I was like, what name can you pronounce? I made one up on the spot.
No,
maybe
I
mixed all 3 names together.
Oh, you could have. No, I liked it. Man.
So yeah, that was boring as hell. I'm like, okay. And then the final round that they had was the 2 finalists, and they had to stand on this block and just pull a rope non-stop,
like a tug of war.
Yeah,
sort of thing,
well. The rope was wrapped around and it was a massive rope. So it was going to take forever. Right. So they just sat there and, again, a massive feat of strength, but pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. Mate, it's not good. It's not good TV.
Yeah.
You're in the one spot pulling rope until the rope ends.
Well, especially if you're saying like all the challenges from the start to finish, like the start was so good, then have it like the final one end on that. It's like, nah.
The sports weren't competitive enough where when they were going one-on-one and starting to legitimately fight each other, fantastic. There was one, I'm not fucking with you here. I'm not kidding, okay? Final 4, massive square space, and there was about 50 square blocks, like thin square little blocks in that patch.
Right.
Then they went 2v2. Half of those on the top end of the block is black. On the bottom of that block is white.
Okay.
Your goal is to go against the other team, and if I want white to be showing face up, I'm for 5 minutes non-stop flicking them non-stop. If I say you've flicked it to the black side because that's your side, I'm going to the white side. White.
It sounds like a Fall Guys game.
It's just they're just flipping blocks non-stop until the final buzzer goes, and it's like, all right, who has more? Is it more white facing or black facing? And I'm like, are we watching people just flip blocks? And they're going, oh, this is great for their cardiovascular. That's going to be a killer. And I'm like, fuck that right off. And can we use the blocks as like weapons as against each other or something.
Yeah, gladiator sort of type
mate.
shit.
So great idea until some of the games came out, and some of the games were very average. Like I wasn't a fan.
So would you say it started strong and ended poorly?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I definitely would. And too much backstory.
Yeah,
Too much setting up. They love it over there in A.
They seem to like love a lot of backstory, but it's the same in here. Like classic Australian Idol. Like, and this is why I hate shows like Australian Idol, X Factor, Australia's Got Talent, and usually whenever it's 9 times out of 10 the singer, and it'll always be like, yeah, so like I lost my dog at the age of 3, and he just inspired me to sing. Like, or it's always like, yeah, the guys at work, they just don't treat me right, but they don't know I can sing. And I'm very passionate about
like
my
7 of them.
Dude, it's so... And I'm just like, wow, here's that guy that doesn't get along with anyone at work.
Yeah.
Or it's like, well, I used to be a pro surfer, and then I picked up a guitar one day, and I thought, I kind of like this.
My mate Davo was like, Jono, you're fucking shredding it like you shredded the waves on last Wednesday.
And we can't forget either, I was here 3 years ago, and the judges said I couldn't make it, but I'm here to prove them wrong. I can. I will come back. It's like, fucking held that grudge for 3 fucking years.
Yeah, but mate, I've never
like there's YouTube and TikTok now. Like go that way.
I can't understand that though. I've never thought, and you're right. When people come back, maybe they got a bit more charisma. But I'm telling you now, I've never ever heard someone who was a bad singer take years of singing lessons, and next thing I know, I'm like, that's Ed Sheeran. Holy fuck! Like he's put in work every day, hours daily. No, your voice doesn't change that much.
It doesn't really. No, I think I've maybe seen like, I'm going to say genuinely a handful. So what's that, like 5? Maybe 5 that have come back and maybe 5 that have come back and done all right. But for the most part, everyone's like, it's like, yeah, no,
yeah.
And then I don't know if they still do. I feel like it probably doesn't happen thanks to what Australian Idol was at the very start. How like you'd just have like numerous bad singers come in and argue, because I don't feel like you ever really see contestants argue with the judges anymore. I feel like there's less of that now.
I did like how they, you know how you're talking about the backstory. They would get backstories for the bad singers as well. Can you imagine you're sitting there, and obviously there must be a little thing wrong with you up in your head if you're a bad singer and like you don't know. Like surely you would know.
That's why I always laugh how it's just like they say no. It's like, but my friends and family told me I was good. It's like
get new friends and family.
And in my head I'm like, you guys are fucking evil.
You dogs.
You've genuinely done this as it has to be a prank.
Yeah.
Like there's chasing your dreams and believing in yourself.
But if it's a family, maybe there's something wrong with their heads too.
Well, that's true.
But yeah, could you think like you're getting a promo video about you and you have no idea. They're taking the mickey out of you like there's no tomorrow.
That'd be the biggest fear.
Oh, would.
That'd be such a big fear of mine. Or just like, you're the first one there. You're like, I've been camping out. I've been waiting for this moment for ages. I heard Australian Idol's coming back. You're the first contestant and you just bomb.
Mate.
Like, all the ones that are like, I'm sorry, can I start that again? And they're like, no. And you're like, no, please let me start again. You're like, mate, no, you're not. It's like, just let me start again.
As you leave. And the world is fumbling down. Please don't let me.
Can I play a different song? How about I sing a different song? That one wasn't really... I thought this song was a good idea, but it wasn't.
It's not going to change your voice, can't it? Yeah, the...
Oh, you're a fly. Singing that song would probably just get you permanently banned from the show anyways.
Oh, I mean, it could.
Well, no one likes Fireflies by our city.
Yeah, it's...
Everyone relates to... There must be... That song alone, the amount of times that I've played that in front of yourself, my partner Ali, and just mates in general, and they're like, no, skip it straight away. What is the bad thing that happened to you with that? Like, did someone, I don't want to know. Maybe I don't want to know, actually. Every time it comes on, though, it's like immediate skip. Like, immediately. No one ever, like, lets it play. And I just want to know, like, what's the fear that comes with that song? Was there some online video that had that song in it that I never saw? Because I feel like everyone's scarred but me.
Mate, promo for the next episode. X Factor fails, and we'll get to kids punching on in the fights on the footy fields. I need to go to the bathroom so bad. I'm going to put the camera on me when I edit because I was moving around like, oh my God, what the fuck is wrong? I need to go. Guys, that was some moves.
I thought maybe you're trying out for X Factor.
Yeah, you're going to have to finish all this. That was my comment too. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next one.
Boom.
Boom.